Alright, sorry guys. I forgot to mute my laptop. Feedback's a wonderful thing. I'm gonna wait about 5 minutes and get going here. At least it seems like I got the lighting situation fixed from the last ones. Gonna start the stream here about 5 after 8. It's 8 o'clock now on my time. About 3 more minutes and we'll get going on the topic of tonight. See a couple people here. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and ask them. I'll answer those before I get into tonight's topic. All right. Looks like I'm going to be talking to myself here for a little bit. Got about a minute to go. There you go, 8:05. So, topic for tonight is strange things. Today I had something really strange happen. I was had to go pick up a load of steel for a client and deliver it to him. And I'm getting some 4 pieces of 1-inch plate. So, not light stuff. 2x4 pieces of 1-inch plate, weighed about 1,200 pounds, somewhere right in there. Truck ran great all the way up to the steel yard, about 25 miles from my house. Shut off the truck, or actually pulled in, was idling fine. Uh, did a little bit of paperwork, and then I went ahead and shut the truck off, got the steel loaded into the back, and because we didn't have any equipment to unload it, big equipment to unload it at the other end, I had it we've set it right inside the tailgate, just enough to get the tailgate on the truck closed, and talked to the guys there for a little bit, not more than 5 minutes, and so the whole process took probably 10 minutes from the time I shut the truck off. Started it up, and it was idling very, very poorly. And then it drove very, very poorly. So I went ahead and drove it anyways. Got the check engine light flashing. As you come out of the driveway for the steel yard, it's an uphill climb. Not a really steep one, but fairly decent. And then the check engine light stopped and zipping along about 40 miles an hour, come to a stop sign, bad idle again, pulled out onto the next road, and very steep hill, long one. Struggled to get to the top of that hill. No power whatsoever, missing like crazy. Got up to the top of the hill, started picking up speed, and check engine light goes out again. Starts running just fine. So I'm thinking, okay, just a glitch. It happens. Get to the next stoplight, and same thing. Fortunately, this one was flat and a little bit downhill, so it didn't take long to get up to speed, and got everything delivered, got the truck unloaded, hopped in the truck expecting the same thing because that's what I'd been having, so something's wrong with the truck, and I have to diagnose it or take it in and have somebody else diagnose it, and started it up, idled perfectly. Drove the 25 miles back home, not a glitch. Stopped at the bank, did some banking, got back in the truck, drove the last 4 or 5 blocks home, ran fine. For some reason, that 1,200 pounds of weight in the back, lifting the front end a little bit, caused some issue. Of course, now I don't have a spare 1,200 pounds of something to set back there to see if I can recreate the issue. One suggestion I got on one of the message boards was to jack up the front end and see if I can recreate the issue. So next week when I get back from FabTech, that's exactly what I'll do. Don't have any time this weekend. I got a wedding to go to and other stuff going on. So what strange things have happened to your vehicles? That's really strange that it put some weight in it. And I've had more weight in the back of the truck. Just this one happened to be behind the rear axle, lifting the front end a little bit. So, not exactly sure what caused that. That's pretty much the strangest problem I've had with a vehicle. Usually they're pretty easy to diagnose, but this time, not so much. You guys can say stuff, right? There's a little dibbly-do where you type it in. hit enter and it pops up on my screen and I can respond to you. Otherwise, I'm just sitting here talking to myself, which is just fine. I do it all the time. Usually I don't do it out loud, though. It's kind of weird when you do it out loud. I do it in my head. So, also, no big video this week. We got some video working on Colton's Ranger, replacing the head gasket. We got some video of that. Had a pretty good storm last night, so we didn't finish that up. We were out at the shop, and I was getting some reports that the roads were getting really bad, and they were. Normally, it's 55, 60 on the way home. I was 40, 45 the whole way into town. It's a two-lane, twisty-turny, two-lane highway, and completely snow and sleet covered. So watch out. It's coming for you. So we did that. So have that footage coming out for you on Saturday, and then nothing really special other than that. And then haven't decided. We're either leaving for Chicago Sunday or Monday. We haven't decided yet. So, and then FabTech for sure Tuesday and Wednesday, maybe Monday, depending on when we leave for Chicago. So I'll be getting a video from FabTech and hopefully get some interviews with some of the equipment people and get the lowdown on some of the cool welding and fabrication equipment. I could do a live stream of a video game. You guys want to? Oh, no, I can't. I'm using my phone. So other things I've been thinking about. I don't know if any of you have checked out the MicroWorks Foundation, but provides help and scholarships to people going to trade school to learn trades. Auto mechanics, machinists, carpenters, plumbers, electricians, all those people that we need to survive in those trades are hurting for people right now. Good qualified people. That's the thing. Is they're not getting good qualified people into the trades right now because everybody's being pushed into a college track. Something I don't agree with. I understand that most people do not need a college education to do what they do. I was at a corporate office not long ago, and most of these people could have gone to a trade school. Well, thanks, Joe. I hope it helps you, decide if that's the welder for you or not. Honestly, I really like it. I really do. It's one of the best out-of-the-box machines that I've used. It's so easy to use. Not quite as easy as my the one that it sits on top of, the STP250, because, well, that's just a MIG machine, and all it does is MIG, and it's also computer-controlled. But it's also 25 years old. I see my rambling scared most people away. We're down to two viewers now. Probably that part where I said college is bad. And college isn't bad. But you have to know what you're going to college for. Don't go to college just to go to college. All you're going to end up with is a whole lot of debt, and colleges lie. I've looked at the stats myself, and unless you're in the top, say, 5% of your class, you're not going to get anywhere near what they say the starting salaries are. They say mechanical engineer coming out of school, you're going to make $70,000 a year. You're not. You're going to be lucky if you're going to get $45,000 a year starting. And you got $100,000 worth of student loans you got to pay off. $45,000 a year doesn't go very far. So I'll stay away from that. Topic for the rest of the night, unless somebody wants to talk about it. That's near and dear to my heart because I've been there, and unfortunately, I wasn't smart enough to steer my children in the proper direction. Of course, they didn't know what they wanted to do. So, what do you do when you don't know what you want to do? You go to college. Actually, daughter went to college to play hockey. So, no, until she decided that her education was more important than hockey and switched schools so she could get a education versus just playing hockey. But my son Colton went to school. Fortunately, he picked a local community college, so it wasn't extremely expensive. But not knowing what he wanted to do, and ended up doing a couple of different things. And hey, I've got a lot of respect for good engineers. I have there's a joke I like to tell. How many engineers does it take to change a light bulb? Well, it takes one to outline the problem. And the second one, uh, another one, it takes to write a 26-step program to change said light bulb. And the third one, he calls the electrician. I like to give engineers a hard time because most of them, a good chunk of them, do nothing but drive a computer. They wouldn't know what a wrench, the difference between a wrench and a spanner. That's cool, Joe. Uh, we have to start pushing the trades, and not pushing the trades, but making that a viable option. If the only option kids hear from the time they're 2 years old until they're out of high school is go to college, go to college, go to college, they don't know any different. And I hate to say it, but a lot of people look down on blue collar trades, and they sneer at them. And oh well, I don't want my kid being an auto mechanic. I don't want my kid being a millwright. Well, guess what? Those are really good jobs. Not so much the auto mechanic, but all that flat rate stuff, and there's issues. But there's a lot of good pay and benefits and lifestyle to being in the trades. Sorry, YouTube, no, but if you watch my videos, you know that I smoke because the packs of cigarettes sneak in occasionally, and the floor in the shop usually has got cigarette butts here and there because when I'm not filming, I'm thinking. And smokers, when they think, they grab a cigarette. So here's another little experiment that I've been doing. Let's see if I can get it on camera. This size bottle right here. I had a couple of them. They were headache medicine, and I wanted to know how many quarters would fit in there. So this one's just about half full now. There's $30 in here. Pretty impressed at how quickly they add up. That's how I save up for the tool fund. Got jars for quarters and jars for dollar coins. Yep, I've been installing satellite dishes since my teens, in the 80s. I started out working a summer job, started out digging post holes for big C-bands and trenches for the cabling. And when I got into a buddy of mine got into selling DirecTV when it first came out, and I was a contractor at the time doing construction, and he said, "Hey, I'm not in this. My area is this part. you can sell in your area. I'll supply the equipment, and you sell it, and you keep all the profit. Nice guy. I think he was overcharging me a little bit for the equipment, but he was making a little bit of profit on it. So I was selling and installing DirecTV, and then I got in with Primestar, if anybody remembers that, as a contractor as well. Just installing, no selling. They had their own salespeople, and which is good because I don't like selling. It's not kind of makes me feel slimy sometimes. So then from Primestar, when it started fading out, I was contracting to another company doing Primestar Direct and Dish Network. And then for a few years after that, I worked directly for Dish Network as an installer and then as a field service manager. And all the while still keeping my side business running, doing construction, doing fabrication. Dish Network EchoStar is my favorite system. If I didn't need cable for internet, I'd still have a Dish system. But since we have cable for internet, might as well bundle it and save a few bucks. And then after I left Dish, I went back to installing Dish and had a couple guys working for me as a sub to Dish Network installing their systems, and got more into the myself into the network cabling and building wiring for cable TV and networking and stuff, and a lot of commercial networking for computers and phones and all that. I'd always done some of that stuff, but pushed more into it, got some good contracts, and did that for a few years, and now I'm semi-retired, thanks to my back. Back issues are never fun. Have a great night, Joe. Thanks for coming, stopping in. So, not much else happened in our world here in Minnesota. It's snowing. Most of the stuff here at the house, it's melted away, so I've got mud. Yay, mud. Not my favorite thing to have to deal with the dogs. Every time you let them back in the house, we have a big fenced yard, and they just get out and run. And every time you let them back in, you got to catch them at the door with a towel and wipe them all down. Step back. You've seen in the videos. You've seen Callie, the shop dog. That's actually my dog. And then my daughter, when she moved back home from college, she brought her dog. And having a 1-year-old dog in the house or 1.5-year-old dog in the house, it's like having a baby in the house again. I don't like babies. I didn't really like my own babies. Loved them, don't get me wrong, but I'm not a big baby guy. It's not really my thing. It's kind of weird with the lag on the computer. Difference in timing. Can't believe there's still somebody watching me. Must be a bot. So sounds like the wife is home from work. I'm gonna cut this off now and go talk to her a little bit before she has to go to bed, so she can get up and go back to work tomorrow. And I got to go back to work tomorrow too. I got things I got to get done. So I want to go to FabTech. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, and the thumbs up's always nice. Catch you later.